Today I will show you a crime, adventure, biography film from 2013, titled Captain Phillips. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. In 2009, merchant mariner Richard Phillips packs his luggage to take command of a container ship, MV Maersk Alabama. He is in charge of transporting the ship, along with 23 crew members and 17,000 metric tons of cargo from the port of Salalah in Oman to Mombasa, Kenya. Richard leaves from his house with his wife, talking about their kids, unknown to what is coming for him in the near future. Somewhere else, in Ale, Somalia, a colony of pirates is approached by Somali gangsters who terrorize the poor people to rob ships for their own benefit. One of the men from the colony, Abdul Muse, chooses 3 other men, Adan Bilal, Nur Naji, and Walid Elmi as his crew for their next heist. The 4 of them take their weapons and start their journey along with another boat full of pirates. They also have a monitor that uses satellite signals to show what part of the sea the ships are in. The pirates notice that most of the ships are near each other within a single area except for one that is far away from the others. The ship they are talking about is the MV Maersk Alabama that Richard is commanding. The pirates have tracked the ship's communication frequency and can hear all the calls that the commander makes to the US Navy headquarters. Using this information, they find out the ship's route and follow it. It takes them a day to catch up with the ship. At night, Commander Richard does research on the internet about the frequent pirate hijacks that have taken place in the area they are on. The following morning, he initiates a pirate drill to keep the crew on alert. Not much time has passed when he sees 2 boats approaching them on the radar. He uses his binoculars and sees that they are coming directly at the ship. He quickly calls the engine room and asks a crew member to divert a little left to confirm if the boats are following them. As the ship moves left, the boats also change their direction slightly. This confirms Richard's suspicions. He is sure that they are being approached by pirates. He hurriedly calls the UK Maritime Trade and informs them of the situation. The lady operator on the other end assumes that the boats are probably some fishermen but agrees to register the complaint. The captain ends the call stating that they are not here to fish. He looks at the boats again, which are now only 1.5 miles away from the ship. He notices that the people on board have weapons with them. In the moment of panic, Richard quickly thinks of a plan. He knows that the pirates are listening to the conversation, so he picks up the phone and fakes calling a warship. In a deeper voice, Richard pretends to be a warship soldier and claims they are sending air support to attack the pirates. His plan works and one boat of pirates panics. They divert their direction and return, but the boat with Muse and his crew keeps its pace. Following that, the captain orders the crew in the engine room to slow their speed and swerve the ship from left to right. This creates massive waves behind them that the pirate boat cannot keep up with. The pressure of the waves causes the boat's engine to fail. That way, the ship safely sails away from it. At night, Richard arranges a meeting with all the crew members of the ship. According to him, although the trouble is done for the day, the pirates might attack again tomorrow, hence everyone should be on high alert. One of the scared crew members claims that their job is to transport the materials, not fight pirates. He suggests they divert their route and go through a safer one, but Richard, who has done his research, claims that the area they are in has 5 different groups of pirates working from different directions, so their best bet would be to continue their journey as it is. The very next morning, the pirates follow them again. Richard alerts the crew quickly, then calls the US Maritime informing them of the emergency. The operator assures them that the Navy will be there shortly. But the pirates are already too close to the ship, so they operate the pressure water pumps to send them away. However, with Muse's skills, the pirates avoid the water streams while firing gunshots at the deck. They use a ladder and eventually end up on the ship. Richard realizes that the crew's life is in danger. He orders them to quickly hide in the engine room while he and 2 of the others stay on the top. He also declares supper time as a code word, which means that the crew can come out of the engine room. Until they hear the code word, they are told to stay put. Soon, the pirates enter the control room and point their guns at the 3. Muse tells Richard that he doesn't need to be scared and that they are not here to kill anyone. Look at me.
I'm the captain now.
Richard claims that the ship only has food supplies and documents. Other than that, they have 30,000 cash, which he offers the pirate to take. 30,000? Do I look like a beggar? Muse asks all the crew members to be called to the deck so he can take full control. Richard contacts the others and calls them to the deck. But since he didn't say the code word, the crew stays in the engine room. Muse gets impatient and asks to be taken to the engine room himself. Richard agrees to escort him and says that they should be careful because if the lights in the engine room are turned off, it will be too dark to navigate. While he says the last part, he turns the walkie-talkie on, secretly sending a message to the crew in the engine room. They decipher that the captain is asking them to turn the lights off. Chief Engineer Mike Perry goes to turn them off while First Officer Shane goes to get some water. At the same time, the captain, Muse, and his 17-year-old pirate friend Bilal make their way to the engine room. Richard tries to distract them by taking them to a different room, but Muse sees a map of the boat and asks to be taken to the engine room straight away. Since the engine room is too hot, Richard suggests they go to the dining room and take a bottle of water first. The three make their way to the room, giving Mike more time to turn the engine room's lights off. Shane, who is still in the dining room, hides when he sees Richard and the pirates enter. Richard notices him and deliberately asks Bilal why he does not have shoes on. After the three leave, Shane calls the others in the engine room and asks them to place pieces of broken glass on the floor as a trap for Bilal. The crew obliges and places pieces of broken glass in the entrance. So, when Bilal steps in a while later, he is injured. He whimpers in pain for a while, after which, they go further into the room. Just then, the lights go off, making it impossible to see anything. This makes Muse extremely mad. He asks Richard for answers, but Richard innocently claims that he has been with them the whole time, so he doesn't know. Muse asks Richard to take Bilal to the upper deck and tend to his injuries while he looks for the crew. After Richard and Bilal leave, the crew gains enough courage to attack Muse. They manage to hold him hostage within seconds. They make Muse call his friends on the deck and ask them to leave Richard and the other two if they want Muse back alive. The captain then offers Muse a lifeboat and $30,000 to leave the ship, and he accepts it. Following that, Richard teaches one of them to operate the lifeboat and hands Muse the money. Just when he is in between two pirates, Muse signals the one behind him to push Richard inside. They quickly operate the lifeboat and run away with Richard. The crew panics but decides to follow the boat, not wanting to leave their captain on his own. Then, the US Navy is informed of the situation and is put on high alert. They send drones to the sea to monitor the lifeboat and keep it in check. They figure out that the boat is moving towards Somalia, where the Navy can do nothing about the abduction. So, they will have to rescue the captain while they are still in the waters. The pirates decide to ransom Richard's life in exchange for millions of dollars of insurance money from the shipping company. At night, exhaustion gets the best of the pirates, and they start fighting among themselves. Moreover, they run low on the plant-based amphetamine khat that they have been using to get high. The next day passes as they make their way to the Somali coast, but they lose contact with the mothership that has been controlling and advising them till now. Richard is unusually chatty with the pirates and keeps on asking questions. One of the pirates named Najee lets the frustration get the better of him and attacks Richard. He threatens to kill him but is stopped by Muse. Soon, the USS Bainbridge arrives in front of the lifeboat and shines spotlights at it, blinding the pirates. A man calling himself Nemo, who speaks the Somali language, is on board the Bainbridge. He communicates with the pirates and offers them food and water before starting the negotiation as they care for their captain's health. Muse demands $10 million in exchange for Richard's life and even agrees to meet with the Navy to negotiate. Nemo and some soldiers get on boats and make their way over to the lifeboat. They ask for proof that Richard is okay before taking the negotiation further. Muse brings him to the door of the lifeboat when Richard asks the Navy members to contact his family and tell them he's okay, that he's sitting in seat 15 on the lifeboat. The pirates miss that the seat number was a hint so the Navy can predict the positions of the pirates inside the lifeboat. Muse pushes Richard back inside and demands $10 million. Nemo tells Muse that it won't be easy, but they can negotiate some conditions. An agitated Najee raises his pistol, close to Richard's ear, and fires it through the roof of the lifeboat. Muse quickly contacts the worried Bainbridge, informing them that Richard is fine and letting him talk to them through the phone. Muse then tells them that he will contact them again once they are in Somalia. A while later, the USS Halliburton and USS Boxer arrive, fully armed and ready to take on the pirates. Richard tells Muse that he needs to pee, so Muse allows him to step out. Bilal is already outside on the edge. Richard tricks him and pushes him into the water and jumps in himself in an attempt to flee. He starts swimming toward the Bainbridge, and the Navy crew members spot two people in the water. But since it is too dark, they are unable to identify if it is Richard. Muse then jumps in the water trying to get Richard back on board, while Najee threatens to shoot him. Afraid to be shot, Richard deliberately steps back into the boat. Now, an enraged Najee kicks and punches Richard, but Muse pulls him back before he kills him. A Navy helicopter flies over the lifeboat and the Bainbridge CO orders Muse and his men to surrender. Muse responds by grabbing Richard and forcing him through the door, holding a pistol to his head. He then aims the pistol at the helicopter and fires off a few rounds. Now, to calm them, the Bainbridge CO begins naming each of the pirates and where they are from and recites everything about their mother boat as well. Muse and the others are visibly very much alarmed by that. As they talk, the Navy SEALs position themselves on the helicopter deck of the Bainbridge, armed with sniper rifles. They point them at the pirates inside the lifeboat, looking for an opportunity to shoot when all 4 of them are in the clear. A skiff goes out to the lifeboat to attach a tow rope and pick up Muse to take him to the Bainbridge to negotiate. They also attach a listening device to the outside of the lifeboat. While there, a bag containing a yellow shirt is tossed over for Richard. The man tossing the shirt also advises Richard that he should put on the shirt to keep warm and make sure to stay seated in the same seat he had been sitting in. Now, the SEAL snipers try but can't get confirmed sightings of each of the 3 pirates. Richard starts to write one last note to his family on some scrap paper. Najee, who is now the group's leader after Muse is gone, sees him writing and grabs the paper from him. This infuriates Richard and he attacks Najee. The fight ends as he is tied up and blindfolded by the pirates. Najee realizes that there is no way for them to get out of the situation safely, so he prepares to execute Richard. Men on the Bainbridge witness this and advise the SEAL team commander. Richard then says that he loves his wife, apologizing to her for not being home with her. By then, Bilal and Elmi are in the clear to be taken out by the snipers, but Najee is still not in sight. The SEAL team commander then orders the tow stopped, which jerks the boat and causes Najee to stumble into view. After all the pirates are in the clear, the execution is carried out immediately. Muse is then cuffed and arrested. He questions a Navy officer if his friends are dead and he tells him the truth. Richard is rescued and treated for his wounds. Still in shock, he asks if his family knows that he is safe, and the chief tells him that they know and he will be able to call them soon. Richard reunited with his family and Muse was charged with piracy and sentenced to 33 years. Richard returned to his job at sea a year later.